What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to today's edition of Dream Firm Spotlight. My name is Tyler S. Clark, co-founder of Dream Firm, but we're going to help you to take a step forward into the world of AI marketing for your accounting firm, which I am super excited to talk with you about and show you a few tips and tricks and how to leverage this effectively for your firm to help you get significantly better results for your marketing efforts. What happens when you use AI a lot in your marketing? And what's funny or what's weird about this is that, kind of similar to the way stock photos work, is your brain recognizes that it's not real. Like, you know that wasn't, it's not like a real photo taken by a normal person. It's a professional photo in a very staged setting. Like, you just know it instantly. And so it creates this sort of weird distrust between you and the brand. And if you don't believe me, you can just Google, do stock photos decrease conversions on websites? And there's been plenty of digital marketers who've run split tests and proven that stock photos do, in fact, decrease conversions on your website. But no one is really talking about whether or not using AI language, the actual writing from AI or the images created from AI, is having the same effect. And so my disclaimer is, like, this is a powerful tool, but it also has a downside to it. And the downside is you lose authenticity when you use things that are not actually your voice. Because in the age of AI, in the age of the internet, I think authenticity is the one thing that helps you cut through the noise the most. And AI is not your voice. It can help enhance it. It can help maybe break through your writer's block, but it's not necessarily going to be the end all. It's not going to be your entire marketing department. It's your marketing assistant.
I am inevitable. Iron Man.
Marketing assistant is a better way to think through it. So let me, I'm going to walk through a couple of examples. I had spun a few up, but I'd like to walk you through the way I think through prompts, because that's sort of the system to use the system. Is like, it's only as good as the prompts that you give it. And sometimes you give it really bad prompts. Sometimes you give it really good prompts. And so I want to give you kind of my 3-4 step framework that I use whenever I prompt ChatGPT to help me with a variety of different marketing initiatives, both for Dream Firms and then, of course, for Dream Firms clients. So let's go ahead and jump on in. And I hope you guys enjoy this. So let me just share a little bit of what I've got here, and I'll go ahead and just spin up a fresh chat on GPT, and let me share my screen. And if you guys like this and you'd like more on AI, just give me a hashtag proactive in the comment section. That always means the world to me. Just, again, shows that you care about what I'm bringing to you, because givers get, and if you give me a comment, you'll get a lot more. So let me go ahead and share my screen, and let me go ahead and pick my ChatGPT window. Just a little pro tip for everyone here. So the first thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually start from a branding perspective. Okay. And so the way that I like to write prompts is I give the AI a little bit of an idea of what I'm looking for. I'll say, you are a branding expert. Okay. So if I'm talking about branding, I'll say this. If I'm talking about social media or copywriting, I'll say, you are a copywriting expert. You are this, you are that. Okay. And then I'll give it context, and I'll say, I'm currently trying to write a new tagline for my accounting firm that specializes, let's pick a new specialty, specializes in working with crypto investors, right? Whatever. I usually pick real estate. You can see that on the side. I've got a couple real estate prompts I was working with before. I'm currently trying to write a new tagline for my accounting firm that specializes in working with crypto investors, and would like to have something that really is punchy and clear. Okay. Please give, I always say please provide me with 10 variations of taglines that include both the accounting value proposition and also would clearly indicate that I work with crypto investors. Okay. And then if you want to add one other piece to this, so I'm asking for 10 variations, but I can also add one other piece to this, which is like, do not, like, you can also add negatives, which I like. So it's like, do not create a tagline that has more than 12 words in it. Okay, so here's one other big point that I'm going to make very quickly, which is when you are putting a prompt in, this can take a little while for it to work, right? So like, this is the thing that I just want to get people into the mindset of, because a lot of people will just hit enter and they'll sit here and watch this. And what I much prefer to do is, like, I've got a lot of prompts I want to put in here. So I'm just going to go right to the next one. I'm just going to be like, you are a social media expert, right? You know, like, I'm working on developing a social media content plan for the month of July for my accounting firm that specializes in crypto investors, in working with crypto investors. Okay. Please provide the following. I need 10 headlines, 10 pieces of copy to associate 10 pieces of copy that match the headlines, and the same call to action at the end of each post to book a call with our firm to help them lower their to help them be compliant with their crypto wallets. Okay. And then I'll also do one other one, crypto wallets, right? And so do not include anything related to let's go ahead with tax advice. Let's do not include anything related to payroll or tax filing deadlines in your posts. Okay. And I always just try and also just check spell check really quick. I've got Grammarly, so it helps me quite a bit. Okay. To help them be compliant with their crypto wallets. Okay. And then I'll just do one other one while this is working, then we'll review them, and then we'll potentially reprompt them, and I'll show you one other aspect of this that I think is really useful. So one of the things that I realized recently is a lot of people don't actually know that when you are working inside of ChatGPT, the fact that the image editor and the image generator is just like so good. Like, it's crazy how good it is. Most people just don't know that at all. So one, there's image generation from scratch. And then there's also image editing, which is shockingly good. So I want to show you a little bit about the image generation, and then I'll show you a little bit about the image editing. And these take a little bit longer to do. They're a little bit more resource intensive for whatever the AI is doing in the background here. So they take a little bit longer to develop, but I'm going to go ahead and show that to you now so that you can understand kind of how that works as well. So I'll say you are an expert graphic designer with a flair for creating comic book characters. Okay, I had this one client who spent all this money creating cartoon versions of like a character with graphic designers, but like now you can do it in like the blink of an eye. So here it is, right? So I'm working to develop a character that embodies the principles of our accounting firm. I've come up with a name for this character, and their name is Mr. Proactive. Okay. Oh, I wonder who Mr. Proactive could be, right? I really wonder. Please design please design this hero with Please design Mr. Proactive with 1980s style comic book flair and have him wear a cape and use the colors blue and black. Do not make him look like Superman. Okay, because usually I did this before and it literally just gave me Superman. So I already know that, like, hey, don't make him look like Superman. All right, so this is the image creation, but I'm going to show you another one really quick. And again, we're going to review all of these. I just want to point out, like, it's if you're going to do this, sometimes it makes more sense to do a bunch at once as opposed to like sit and stare at it, because then you have a lot to review and then you can reprompt it. It just moves, just a small efficiency hack. So I'm going to actually change my screen share. And the last time I did this, I accidentally turned off the stream. Okay. And all right, well, we'll just deal with the blurriness for a second. Welcome to the old technology. Okay. So the point is when you have an image that you may not necessarily love, you can include it into ChatGPT. And I'll show you exactly what I mean by that in a second here. Okay. Because we were doing this on a tactical call with a client the other day. And I said, hey, man, like, congratulations on getting your first YouTube video out there. This is absolutely amazing. But, you know, I think you could make a much better YouTube thumbnail in like literally like 60 seconds with ChatGPT. And he's like, really? And I was like, yeah. Like, so let me show you. And so I'll just show you exactly what I mean here is like, so shout out to Michael. And by the way, if you're a troll, you do not have the right to speak about the number of views someone has if you don't have a single video on the internet. This is literally his first video. And so, you know, he's proactive. So he's awesome. Go give him some views. Go give him some likes. Go give him some subscriptions. Michael's an amazing guy. And so again, like, first of all, $1 million smile, absolutely killing it with us. And when we take a quick screenshot here, okay, so I'm going to take a screenshot. I've got that on my desktop now. I'm going to switch over to the AI. And then when we switch over to the AI, what's great about this is that I'm going to be able to upload that image into ChatGPT, and then I'll be able to give it specific instructions. So I'm going to say, you are a graphic designer with a specialty in creating dynamic YouTube thumbnails. Okay, always give it context. I have a client's image here that I need your help editing to make it have a higher click-through rate on YouTube. Please add the following text to this image: construction, accounting, and please also add a yellow hard hat to the person's head in the image. Do not change the overall, do not change the image of, do not change the look of the person in the image, okay? Do not change how the person looks in the image besides adding the hard hat to. Okay, and then I'm going to grab his image. I'm going to drop it in here, and I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. And then we're going to see what comes back. And while we're waiting for that, we're going to go to the crypto taglines, and we're going to review these, okay? So smart accounting for the crypto savvy investor, direct, clean, and positions you as forward thinking. Crypto gains, tax clarity. We've got you covered. Navigating crypto taxes with expert precision. Accounting that speaks fluent crypto. Good one. You know, sometimes you just read them. Oh man, from blockchain to balance sheet, we handle it all. Oh man, that one's really good. You can even have things that are industry specific terms. Like if you don't know what huddle, it's just someone mistyped hold once, and now everyone says they're huddlers. It's the internet, right? where crypto portfolios meet pro accounting. I mean, there's a lot of good ones here. And so one of the things that I like to do is I go, if I find one that I really like, I normally will just take that one and I'll be like, hey, I really like this one. Can you give me 10 more variations that are really similar to this one? So I'll just be like, I really like number, let's see, which one did I say was really good? I really like number 5. I really like number 5. Can you give me 10 more variations that are similar to that one, please? Okay. Now, remember, while this is going, I just want to make a point. The back and forth you would need to have with a professional copywriter, the amount of money you would need to spend, the amount that they would not actually know about crypto versus accounting. I don't think I think the first position that is literally going to get majorly deleted from the workforce is copywriting, because this thing is a beast. From wallet to worksheet, right? Pretty good too. So I'm not going to go too far on this, but like you've got a bunch of new ones that you can get a little bit, you can get more on. And then the cool thing is like you can even see here that like you might even have taglines for Q4. You might have taglines for tax season. You might have tagline. You can change your marketing messages so much faster now because it's doing all the heavy lifting. Okay, so that's crypto. And then we say crypto compliance content, right, for social media. And then so think your crypto wallets are private. Think again. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you something that, so again, copy blockchain might seem anonymous, but to the IRS, it's anything but. So this is pretty good content. I just want to emphasize, like I've seen our team just trust this hook, line, and sinker. And the one thing I'm constantly training our team on is I'm like, don't trust it. You've got to think critically about whether it makes sense and whether it does not. So just because I might say, hey, this one's really good, there could be 2 or 3 of these in here that make literally no sense at all, that are just like complete hallucinations that do not make sense. And so the danger is trusting it too much. You pay people to prompt, expert prompt, you train them to understand how to prompt, but you also have to train them to not trust what comes back implicitly. They have to always apply critical thinking and reasoning to it. So here's what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to be like, hey, I really like number 1, right? I really like number 1. Can you please provide an image that matches the description of what you, that matches the copy of the post? Okay, and then boom. So we got that one. Mr. Proactive had a design error. Well, good news is I already created this earlier. And so I created Captain Risk Averse, but they made him like way too like this is when I said he looked like Superman, right? So I said, please make a superhero character depicting Captain Risk Averse. The theme should be the old school comics from the 80s. A characteristics of an accountant. I don't know why ChatGPT thinks this is the characteristics of an accountant. Again, shout out to the AI CPA for making sure that the brand is super strong. This is what AI thinks accountants look like. And I said, make him happy, iconic, right? Like heroic. And then Mrs. Dead Annihilator. So anyway, the point is like sometimes it doesn't always work. Sometimes you reprompt it. Sometimes simpler prompts work a little bit better than the ones I've been kind of showing you guys so far. But let's go ahead and take a look at the very last one that we did, which is the thumbnail design request. And you can see that it's 2 things have happened. And I'm going to point out, the 2 things is 1, while this is definitely a version of Michael, it is not Michael. You can see that it's like a very similar version of him, but it's not really him. So again, this is one of those like kind of like drawbacks of this, is that every time you do this, and if I were to reprompt it again, it would look even less like Michael, but it's enough here that it would work. I probably wouldn't use this image just because I don't like the fact that construction isn't written on here. But let's see this really quick and be like, I'll just say construction and accounting, the C and the A of the first letter of each word, the first letter of each word is cut off on the image. Can you make sure that that all of the letters are in the design. Okay. Let's see if that works. And let's see if we got an image that works really well. Okay, so this is another thing. Sometimes it'll create an image, but it doesn't create an image that is exactly how you want it to be. So this is kind of cool because, you know, it basically just gave me the text as an image, which is great for Instagram Reels. Like that, I didn't even realize it would do this. So I just learned something new. That's awesome. But I would say, please remake this image, but do not just put the text on the image. Give me an image that depicts privacy, like with a lock, and an image that depicts the government trying to break the lock. I don't know. Pretty complicated. We'll see if it works. And so, you know, while this is finishing up its last prompt here, I want to, I'm going to just switch. So be very careful about spending a lot of time prompting and very little time publishing. So this is a big gap that I see in a lot of entrepreneurial accountants is they are very good at planning. They may be even very good at prompting, but they're not very good at sticking to the plan or implementing the plan. And so once you have the tagline that you like, it's got to get on your website. It's got to get everywhere, really. Like it's got to be a part of the way you end your YouTube videos. It's got to get merged into a lot of different things. Once you have your 10 social media posts, you've got to schedule them. Like once you have your image for your YouTube thumbnail, you've got to download it and upload it onto YouTube. And so part of this, again, like I expressed earlier, is you can be the master prompter of your business for sure. And there are a lot of things that I love this for when I'm in my creative mode and I'm building funnels or I'm doing client work and I'm trying to get extra looks or I'm trying to get some extra things in place. I love it because it does the work of like 10 people in the span of like 10 seconds. But sometimes that work's not great. And sometimes you just are prompting and not quite getting exactly what you want. So just find the happy middle ground for you of like how much is too much, how much is not enough, how much is your team using it, how much is your team trusting it versus how much are they criticizing it and ultimately recognizing the gaps in some of the logic it deploys. And when you do that, you're going to be in a pretty good position to create some very, very strong pieces of content. And just to round out our little presentation today, let's see what image it created. You know, not that great, but better than the social media post without any images. And, you know, this is the one last thing that I'll add here is that like, if you do create something that develops something that you really like, so you can see that this is pretty far from Michael now. This is kind of what I meant. So I would probably re-prompt this in a different way because I don't say Michael no more. This is weird AI Michael. But this is a pretty darn good thumbnail. Like this, like if we just had this and the actual photo of Michael, it would be really good. But alas, that's not exactly what we have. So anyway, the point is if I have something that I really like and I'm going to be doing like quite a lot. So for instance, like here's a good one. Like we have something for our clients. And if I'm going to do something over and over and over again, in terms of like, I need to re-prompt it in a specific way. You can either create your GPT, right? So this is a shared project folder for team members. So like we can come in here and we can prompt the AI to give us specific copywriting for our clients in our theme and our style with very specific questions or very specific parameters, which is again a huge time saver. So if you're re-prompting again and again the same thing, create a GPT, create a project, bring it in here, you can add your team members to it. Or if you get to something at the end, right, like you could even create job posts super quickly. Like I literally posted this job yesterday because I just prompted it super quick. And I'm trying out a new job board called Handshake that I've never heard. And I was like, man, I really don't feel like sitting here for like 40 minutes trying to come up with a job post. I was like, oh yeah, I'll just prompt AI and I'll just throw it up there. And it worked perfectly. I already have a bunch of applicants. Like it was super, super, super effective. And so if I was like, oh, cool, like, what would you have me say to you as a prompt to create hyper effective job board posts like this in the future. Okay. And then it can usually say, this is how I would prompt this. There you go. Like, look at how good, like you can ask for prompts. You can prompts inside of prompts, you know, sort of like a, you know, whatever that, what was that movie called? Not Interstellar, the other one, where they're in the dream world. Anyway, you can use this to tell you how to create better prompts. It will tell you if you ask. So, you know, again, like I think sometimes we overcomplicate things and sometimes we overhype them. But this to me is really powerful if you keep it simple, and also gets more powerful if you stay consistent with your use case of it and you keep like reiterating and you're not afraid to just like interact with it on a daily basis. When you put data in here, the data crunching capabilities are pretty darn good if you start with clean data, which of course is always the problem in accounting. Like clean data is what you guys exist for. So if you have clean data, whether it's marketing data, sales data, and you're trying to find trends, insights into that data, like we did with our email subject lines, what's great is that you can then take the insights and it's got the data of the subject lines and you go, hey, can you, based on your insights, can you create another 10 subject lines based on the highest performers in this topic or in this category? And now you've got another 10 really strong, really strong pieces of copy. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you can use AI to fuel your marketing efforts. And the best way I can describe it is it completely destroys writer block. It's amazing for script development. It's amazing for headlines. It's pretty good with image generation. It's pretty good with image editing. And it's pretty darn good at just like giving you 80 to 90% of what you need. And the last 10 to 20% is that authentic self that I warned about earlier. Like if you don't have the authenticity, you can put as much AI slop as you can prompt into the market. And you're going to be like, why aren't I getting anything back from it? And the answer is because everyone knows it's AI and it's not actually from you. So you have to find a happy balance between what is authentically you and what is enhanced by AI that is ideally authentically from you or added on the back end. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope my camera's not too blurry, kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Remember, only you can create your dream firm, but we are here to help you every single step of the way. Stay proactive out there. And if you're truly proactive, do me a favor. There'll be a link down below. Click that and apply to join the Create Your Dream Firm program. I will talk to you all later and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your workday.